Welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome to the show, have a seat, my nigga, recline back. Real niggas making a speech, so acknowledge that I never turn bitch of the op, and I can promise that this.
Welcome to Acquired Taste Media, from Hustler to Headliner. I am your host, Mr. SOE, aka Mr. Sauce on Everything. And today's guest is not just another name. He's a multi-platinum BMI award-winning producer whose beats have landed with major artists across hip-hop and R&B. From producing Wale's On Chill to working with Machine Gun Kelly on Skate Cans and credits with Jacquees, Ludacris, Tony Yayo, Ghostface Killer, Dog Pound, and more. LT Moe has shaped the sound of records you know and streams that you've heard. Want you guys to tap in, lock in, and listen close because today we're talking to LT Moe.
Man, appreciate it, man. Let's go.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time today, man. So, let's get to it, man. Um, for people who may not know you yet, how would you describe LT Moe, the producer, in one sentence?
Ambitious, impulsive, um, driven.
Driven,
Yep. Super driven.
bet. Now, give a little history about yourself. You're from Cleveland, Ohio, correct?
Yeah, born and raised, man. Graduated from Warrensville, but I was raised on the whole southeast side, man. You might as well say from Warrensville all the way down to East 43rd and Cedar, bro, between there, bouncing between Kinsman and Miles, like literally the whole southeast side.
Okay, that's
You
what's
know,
up. That's what's up, man. So, what made you choose producing over rapping or another lane in music?
actually, I was doing both. Shout out to my partner Donnie Arcade, and shout out to my cousin Quamaine, because they were the ones that really got me into rapping. But initially, yeah, I started out DJing. That's where it really started. It started with me DJing, a combination of me wanting to DJ and getting into DJing, and my uncle Daryl. The whole production thing really started on Neela Crest off of Noble in East Cleveland
Mm.
in the early '90s. Before I even knew I was gonna get into music, my uncle used to have us over there playing on the keyboard, tapping on the drum machine, and he'd be playing the guitar, have us recording and all that stuff. Back when I wasn't even interested in doing music, but it started there. But then from there, I got into the DJing with my god brother. He goes by the name of DJ Mastermind. He's one of the original founders of Nerve DJs or whatever. But man, I was ripping and running with him back when I was like 12, 13 years old, bro. We were doing cabarets at the Camelot Hall, Aragon Ballroom, when West 25th used to be West 25th.
Right. I'm about to say them some classic spots that you just named, bro, in the city for
Yeah, we were
sure.
doing cabarets there, bro. I'm like 13 years old, carrying bullfrog speakers, crates of records, all that stuff. So it started with DJing.
Okay.
Shout out to DJ Centipede. He gave me my first look. You know what I'm saying? He let me enter a DJ competition up at the Juvi Day on Harvard. It's
Not
like
the Juvi
95.
Day.
Yes, sir. The Juvi Day. I'm that old. You know what I mean? I'm from there. You know what I mean? But yeah, Centipede put me on, man. He used to let me up in the Sarai house off of Lee Road, you know what I mean? When I was underage. Centipede, what up, baby? Um, but yeah, Centipede, he gave me my first look as a DJ, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, um, it got into the production. I started producing. I remember I traded my turntables with my god brother, DJ Mastermind, for his M1 keyboard and a Kawai Q80 sequencer. And
Mm.
I never looked back. And as far as the rapping, that came from my cousin Quamaine. Uh, that came from my dude Donnie Arcade and my dude Jermaine Powell. I went to high school with, one of my best friends from high school. They was the ones that kind of like got me in the right directly and indirectly. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
yeah, man.
That's
Mid
what's up.
'90s.
That's what's up. Yeah, and I see you was busy, bro. You like you say you've been getting to it since a child, so a teenager
Yeah,
basically. So
yeah, teenager. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, starting what '94, I was airbrushing at Severance Mall, and then '95, I started airbrushing at Randall, and I was airbrushing up there from like '95 to '99.
I probably ran into you a couple times on the airbrushing side because we used to airbrush too. Went to the School of Arts, so did graphic
They
design and airbrush and stuff like that. So yeah, I
they
probably
wouldn't
ran
let
into
me
you.
in, bro. They wouldn't let me in the School of Arts. I went down there and auditioned and everything, but because I didn't have a Cleveland address, they shut me down. Like all my partners went there. You know what I'm saying? My dude Jermaine went there. My
Oh,
dude
okay.
Taste went there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats from CST went there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cleveland Scribe Tribe. Is that
Yes,
what's up?
sir. Absolutely.
Salute. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
I mean,
already
I'm
know.
not CST, but I got a lot of homies
Right.
that's CST. I got some homies that's DEF too. You know what I'm saying?
Flat out. Bet. Well, that's what's up.
I'm
We
from that
family
area.
anyway then. So we
Yeah.
connected, period. So, um, when did you realize this was producing was more than a hobby? Oh, you know what? Let me bring it back. Since we're talking about Cleveland, you were a part of the producing group Chemical Kick Drums, correct?
Yep.
All right. So, how was that? How did that come about? Because you guys were definitely making a lot of noise in the industry when you guys were producing.
So I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. So when Chemical Kick Drum started, my dude Bruce, he started it. I don't know if you're familiar with Killer Kalam.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to Kalam. Yeah, I know Kalam.
So Bruce started it, and the name actually came from an artist that Bruce was working with at the time. The artist had made a record over one of Bruce beats, and you know, me, Kalam, and Bruce, we were clicked up, and he called us in his rhyme. He called us the Chemical Kick Drums, and we ran with it.
It was hard.
So the name came. I can't remember the artist's name he was working with, but the name came from him. So at first it was just me, Bruce, and Kalam. So what ended up happening was I ended up moving to Atlanta to work with Stat. And while I was down there, that's when M. Tiller, Alex, and my dude Kirk came in the picture or whatever. So when I came back home to visit, we were deep, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But all the stuff that happened in the city as far as Chemical Kick Drums and the kick drums, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I didn't have any contributions towards what ended up happening. I was just there at the very, very, very beginning. I just saw the timing. I just so happened to leave and go down to Atlanta, and things kicked off down in Atlanta. So I wasn't, I just wasn't there. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
But shout out to everybody involved. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I know because, like I said, I know that Chemical they was definitely making noise in the city. You know what I'm saying? And people definitely knew who they was, and they was definitely producing some fire tracks. So, when did you realize that producing was going to be more than a hobby and it's going to become a real, career move for you?
I think it really clicked. It probably clicked like right before I graduated high school. But then it really clicked when I went up. I went because I was supposed to go to art school or whatnot because that's my first thing that I ever did was art. But I went up to Rochester Institute of Art, to look at the school. I stayed up there for like 3 days or whatever. And like before the first day was over, I realized I wasn't going to school. I'm like, nah, I'm about to do this music. This ain't it. I ain't with it.
Say,
I was burnt. You know what I'm saying? I was burnt out on visual art at the time. You got to realize, man, I started drawing in kindergarten,
right.
and then I started taking drawing serious like when I was in the fourth grade. Shout out to my guy Daryl Carpenter. He really he was really the driving force. The art teacher had us drawing the Statue of Liberty just off site. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it and drawing it on paper, doing the best we could. And Daryl, he nailed it. Like
Mm.
he killed it. And I was so blown away. I was like, oh, I got to get good at drawing. So that's when I started taking that serious. And then, from there it went. And by man, I'm airbrushing in the mall. By the time I'm airbrushing in the mall and doing all that for all those years, I burnt out on art. So I wanted to take that creativity and transition it into something else. It just so happened I had already started working on music and production and DJing. So it was like the smoothest transition ever. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was it. I say that trip to Rochester was the nail in the coffin for the visual arts, and I just it was music from then on out. So that was probably what 97.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I graduated in 96.
96. Okay. So you was
Yep.
1 year under me. I graduated in 97. So, all
Okay.
right, bet.
Yeah.
So, I want to get into some gems now. I wanted to get into some real information. So,